Gently close your eyes. Do deep breathing. We'll chant Om once together. Synchronize the chanting of Om with your exhalation. Breathe in. Sahana bhavatu, sahanau bhunaktu, sahaviryam karavavahai, tejasvinavaditamastu ma vitvishavahay. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Gently open your eyes. We'll chant from verses 11 to 15 of chapter 3. Devan bhavayatanena,
Devan bhavayatanena,
te deva bhavayantu vaha,
te deva bhavayantu vaha,
parasparam bhavayantaha,
parasparam bhavayantaha,
Shreyah paramavapsyatha,
Shreyah paramavapsyatha,
Ishtan bhogan hi vo devaha,
Ishtan bhogan hi vo devaha,
Dasyante yajna bhavitaha,
Dasyante yajna bhavitaha,
Taidattana pradayaibhyaha,
Taidattana pradayaibhyaha,
Yo bhungte stena eva saha,
Yo bhungte stena eva saha,
Yajna shishtashinah santaha,
Yajna shishtashinah santaha,
Muchyante sarva kilbishaihi,
Muchyante sarva kilbishaihi,
Bhunjate te tvagam papaha,
Bhunjate te tvagam papaha,
Ye pachantyatmakaranat,
Ye pachantyatmakaranat,
Annad bhavanti bhutani,
Annad bhavanti bhutani,
Parjanyadanna sambhavaha,
Parjanyadanna sambhavaha,
Yajñāt bhavati parjanyah.
यज्ञात् भवति पर्जन्यः
Yajñah karma samudbhavah.
यज्ञः कर्मसमुद्भवः
Karma brahmodbhavam viddhi.
कर्म ब्रह्मोद्भवं विद्धि
Brahmaksharasamudbhavam.
ब्रह्माक्षरसमुद्भवम्
Tasmat sarvagatam brahma.
तस्मात् सर्वगतं ब्रह्म
Nityam yajñe pratishthitam.
नित्यं यज्ञे प्रतिष्ठितम्
Hari Om, and a very good day to all of you. So we are doing this portion in verse number 14, wherein he says, Yajñāt bhavati parjanyah. We have almost finished that portion. Finished means there is actually infinite wisdom into each and every principle, but we are putting a boundary so that we can proceed to the next principle also. More than that, it's up to you to do your sadhana and keep on discovering the deeper truths of life. A master triggers that process. No single person can give the entire wisdom of life. That's not possible. But that process of discovering the wisdom of life can be triggered by a person. And that person is whom we call as a guru. The triggering factor is the key. Discovering the wisdom of life happens in stages as you keep progressing, as you keep evolving. It's not even in one lifetime. As he mentions elsewhere, aneka janma means many births have been taken by you. When I say you, I mean the individual soul, the jivatma. And this entire process is a process of learning. So if we take one lifetime, let's say your present lifetime, right from your birth, that is the birth of this body, up to this moment when you are actually listening to this, you've gone through various experiences. You've gone through life in your way. But have you learnt the deeper truths of life? Have you learnt the wisdom of life? There is a question mark there. The higher truths of life. That is where a guru comes in. He gives you those inputs which will trigger the process of you gaining this higher wisdom as you are experiencing life. See, when you go through various experiences just mechanically, now time will just go by, but you will not learn anything from them. See, when I am saying learn here, I don't mean merely the worldly lessons. I mean the spiritual lessons. See, when it comes to the soul, the individual soul, the jivatma, its only goal is to merge with the Paramatma, the Supreme Soul, the Supreme Reality. So the Jivatma takes up an individuality, which is your body, mind, intellect, the pranas, everything, and goes through various experiences in life to learn the spiritual lessons which will help it to merge back with the Paramatma, the Supreme Infinite Reality. In the process, you may learn other things also in the world. That is fine. But merely those worldly lessons or worldly learnings are not going to help you spiritually. Unless you give it a higher direction, it will not really help you to merge back. So this is where a guru comes in. To help you learn the spiritual lessons of life. When you go through a positive experience, apart from the immediate happiness which you get, there is so much to learn from that, which will help your soul to purify and go to the next level. But you are hardly aware of those things. The ancient wisdom is designed to make you an excellent student of life. Actually, a guru is also a student only. He has studied life so much, he has learnt all the higher lessons of life, and he just shares it with the students who come and seek his guidance. He doesn't consider himself as a big guru, putting a title. There's nothing like that. He'll just be an unassuming person. Simplicity is a natural, I would say, effect of spiritual growth. So when you have a positive experience, there is so much to learn. When you have a negative experience in life, the immediate sorrow or the pain is there. That is one thing. That is at the worldly level. But what it can teach you at the spiritual level, it is tremendous. But you hardly learn anything. In life, you're going through positive experiences and negative experiences all the time. But what have you used all of them for? That is the question. Generally, the trend is you just go through the various experiences mechanically. Whenever there is a positive experience, you are jumping with joy. Whenever there is a negative experiences, whenever there are negative experiences, you are sinking with sorrow. You are so excited at one moment, next moment you're so depressed. This is like a wave, keeps on going. It is only when you seek guidance from a guru and learn this ancient wisdom. Why we are saying ancient? Ancient means it has stood the test of time. So it will continue to stand in the future also. Ancient doesn't mean outdated. Some people take it as, sir, why do we require ancient wisdom now? Now means it should be fresh wisdom, no? It's not outdated wisdom. It means it has been there from time immemorial. That gives a very strong foundation, no? Something which has lasted for so long. And I'm learning it today. What amount of power it will have. So unless and until you learn the spiritual lessons of life, you will not move towards the infinite. Even though that is your purpose, you need to put in an effort, you need to overcome the spiritual inertia, tamas, and put in the right kind of effort to uh, uh, to go through this process of learning. The Guru comes and triggers that process. So when we are talking about how from karma comes yajna, from yajna comes parjanyaha, all these things, they are all they've been put in coded language. So if you straight away read them, they'll have no relevance to your life. But once they are decoded, they all become practical principles. And even one or two of them, if you pick up and start applying them in your day-to-day experiences of life, now you will find that you will quickly start learning. A sadhak is one who learns very fast from the experiences of life. Why I am saying experiences of life, if I say these Sunday sessions, now you will restrict your learning only to Sunday sessions. The Sunday session is also a powerful experience in your life. We can say one of the most powerful experiences because that forms a base. But your learning should not be restricted to this. So the sadhana has to be comprehensive. If you do yoga sankirtan, sadhana meditation every day, now that is one thing. But your sadhana is still not complete. Whatever wisdom which you are gaining, now you need to apply in your life and learn the higher spiritual lessons. That is what takes a little time. To just give the theory part, or even for you to understand the theory of this wisdom, will not take so much time. But for you to practically learn the lessons of life, that is going to take time. So the guidance from a guru helps you in accomplishing that. So a master's work is not merely giving you knowledge theoretically. What is the use of that? The master's work is in helping you to apply these principles in an intricate way in your life. Starting from your breath to your habits, to your, when I say habits, I mean your sleep, the way you eat, the way you walk, the way you dress, your entire personality, your emotions, your thoughts, in everything, this has to be applied in an intricate way. That is where the master comes in. So as we are studying these things, now don't be very happy when you understand something and stop with that. I'm not saying it's wrong to say don't be happy. That's why I'm further explaining that. Don't be merely happy with understanding. That is, don't be happy with merely understanding. it is when you learn the spiritual lessons of life that you get the ability to change the experiences of life also. You have the power to create your life, but if you want to tap that power, first of all, whatever experiences you are going through now, you will have to learn the spiritual lessons. Then that power is awakened within you. Yes, I have learned these lessons. Now let me delete all these experiences from life. What is it that I want to experience? What is it that I want to create? You become a creator of your life thereafter. So the principle of yajna, the principle of karma yoga, truly makes you the creator of your life. Provided you follow this, these things which was just now explained to you. So don't brand yourself as a sadhak merely because you are attending these Sunday sessions or merely because you are playing the audio material and just sitting every day. No, that is good for a start. But merely that without doing anything else will not give you the desired results. When you do your Yoga Sankirtan sadhana every day, that gives you so much of energy. Now, how are you going to use that energy? When you attend every Sunday, when you attend these sessions, it gives you so much of healing, it gives you so much of energy and wisdom. But now, what are you going to do with that wisdom? That is equally important, no? So, a master starts the process by giving you some wisdom, but he inspires you to go further and learn the spiritual lessons of life, the higher wisdom, as you are experiencing as you are experiencing the various ups and downs of your life. See, this understanding should be very clear. Otherwise, sometimes I get some mails where somebody puts, "Sir, I have been doing sadhana for so long, still I am facing this issue has suddenly come up." Either it may be that there is a health issue or financial issue or something. This has come up. Why is that? No, that's a very limited understanding. What do you mean you've been doing sadhana regularly? What you're talking about is I've been attending these sessions and listening to that audio material. First of all, even when you do the Yoga Sankirtan, how deep have you gone? Have you used that to release all the blocks, all the negative energy stored within? So that itself is a question mark. But assuming you have done a little bit of that, now if you have done it properly, this question itself will not come. Because when a challenge confronts you in life, now it is the power or the strength which you have gained from sadhana which will help you to face that. If you are buckling under the challenge and then you are claiming I have been doing sadhana, it makes no sense. It means you have not done your sadhana properly. There is something wrong somewhere. It may be in your bhavana. You may not be having full faith or confidence in all this because of superficial understanding. So you will have to check. Yes, I am doing my sadhana, but what are those parameters which need to be added on, which need to be improved upon? That is your homework. All the tools are being given to you. The entire wisdom is being laid before you. It's like preparing the best of food and that is being given to you. The tools like your plate, the spoon, everything is also being given to you. You have to do one thing, which is eating. Eating, chewing, digesting. That part nobody else can do for you. So don't consider this wisdom or the Yoga Sankirtan sadhana as mere tools, that is superficial tools to just fetch you a few things in life. That's a very limited way of looking at it. If you're truly gaining this wisdom, that expectation itself will not come. That is, no challenge should come in my life, Rather, if you're a true sadhak, you will welcome challenges. Because as a sadhak, the sadhana is preparing you, It is only an unprepared person who should be afraid of these things. Why should you as a sadhak be afraid? It means you're calling yourself a sadhak, but there are a lot of loopholes there. You will have to plug all those holes and start doing the sadhana in a comprehensive way. See, it is because of your good karmas that you are being exposed to this yogic approach. Now, having come to this yogic approach, there is nothing else required. This is like an entire education system from pre-KG to PhD or even postdoc. Everything is there in this yogic approach. So you require to maintain the single pointedness with full faith, with full devotion to the Guru and to whatever the wisdom is being given to you. If you apply yourself, now these questions will not come. I am giving this message to a few sadhaks. This is a general message for everyone also, but particularly a few sadhaks who are going through this kind of a dilemma or we can say turmoil internally. So this wisdom equips you in a realistic way to face life. If your expectations become unrealistic, if you think just because you're attending the Sunday lectures now no challenge will come in life and all that, that is an unrealistic expectation. It is impossible. Even Lord Rama, Lord Krishna, all of them had to face so many challenges. Actually, they had to face more challenges than what we are facing. So come out of this escapist mentality. You can't escape life. The more you try, the more you will suffer. You have to face life. You have to go through the ups and downs of life. Whether you are gaining the higher wisdom and moving up spiritually or not, that is where the choice is there. But the actual choice is not about should I face life or not. That is an artificial, imagined, choice which you are creating. So when we talk of this principle of parjanyaha, actually it helps you to go through the experiences of your life in such a wonderful way, in such a refined way, and evolve to further higher levels of perfection. So we saw, no, starting from a cloud to the rain, and then 4 more dimensions I had given you: Indra, Gandharva, Surya Narayana and Vishnu, that is Narayana. I am deliberately saying Surya Narayana because Surya is supposed to be a manifestation of Narayana or Vishnu. So when you are doing your spiritual sadhana, there are a lot of wonderful things which will come to you. Like Indra, for example, the capacity to enjoy. Gandharva, the grace. You'll become so graceful. Then Surya, brightness. The worldly success, But you should be careful. You can enjoy all these things, but you should not get stuck there. That is why this dimension of Vishnu is so important from from a sadhak's point of view. If you really ask me, my entire focus is on that only. Even though we have spent a lot of time explaining the other things, without this principle of Vishnu here in Parjanyaha, all these things will lose their depth, So you should learn the principle of reinvesting your energies. If you want to progress spiritually, you do some tapas, you do some sadhana, you get certain powers and you're able to manifest a few things in life. Now, immediately if you get involved in them, if you get attached to them, stop doing your sadhana, now you will get stuck there, and after a while, even that will go away. So you should continue with your sadhana and reinvest the spiritual energy, which is what we call as tejas. The spiritual brilliance is called tejas. When it is manifested outside, that is represented by Surya. When it is internally kept for reinvestment, that is represented by Vishnu. Reinvestment means for further growth. See, it's like this. If a person is doing business, now let's say he gets an X amount of profit this year. Now, as soon as he gets the profit, now he stops doing business and he starts spending that. Now, what will happen after a while? Whatever profit he got, everything will be spent. Then he'll be left with nothing. No businessman would do that. He would no doubt use a part for the present expenses and enjoyments, but a good portion he would reinvest. Either it may be the same business, or he may reinvest them in other savings and investments which would grow, which would appreciate. He will do that. This is what is called as common sense. So when it comes to finance, you are able to understand. Even there are many people who don't understand this. Because if you truly understand that, you will become very rich soon, Financially, I am saying. So this principle of reinvestment is extremely important in spirituality. See, if you take Indra, for example, now he is a god of enjoyment. He is a king of the heavens, Heaven represents enjoyment. Now, what is said in the scriptures is that due to certain tapas which a person does, he gets the position of Indra. See, this has been put in a very dramatic way in the Puranas. Now, you need to understand the principle. Now, Indra has a time period. For a while, he'll be Indra. After that, that position will be taken away from him and he'll come back to earth to continue, or we can say he'll come back to zero. I'm deliberately putting it this way so that you can directly relate it to your sadhana. So when you are doing your sadhana, when you're doing your tapas, your capacity to enjoy will increase, which means you're getting that position of Indra. Your capacity to enjoy life increases. Now immediately if you stop doing your sadhana and if you are just involved in this, for a while it will sustain, but after that the whole thing will fall and you will come back to square one. So as long as your punya is there, you will enjoy. When the punya gets exhausted, again you will come back. This is put in a technical way, but now I am giving you the direct relevance to your sadhana. So Indra, same thing with Gandharva. Gandharva also a higher celestial being. Similarly with Surya. So when it comes to Surya and Vishnu, I took them together while explaining to you because it's easy for you to understand. Here is Vishnu, that supreme Tejas in this context, the supreme Tejas, the supreme spiritual brilliance within you. And there is Surya, the manifested Tejas, the manifested brilliance. So if you take the sun, now the sun does not want any appreciation, nothing. It just, it exists as it is. Similarly, a karma yogi, when he does the various actions, the quality of the actions make his life, his personality so bright. But then that is where he needs to be very careful. When I am saying he, it means you as a sadhak. You need to be extremely careful when you get these various relative benefits, because there is the chance of getting involved in those benefits and stop doing sadhana. You should not. One portion of your energy, use it for enjoyment, for whether it's Indra or Gandharva or Surya, brightness, whatever it is, the worldly success, everything you experience. But one portion of your energy should be reinvested for spiritual growth, for internal growth, which means at any point in life, don't stop doing your sadhana. The chances of stopping your sadhana come about whenever you go to one of these two extremes. Sometimes when you go through a lot of issues in life, your near and dear one is not well, or somebody very close to you has died, has passed away, or you had heavy financial loss, or some big problem in your relationship. So that can shake you. And the tendency of the mind is to stop the sadhana. If you do that, you're again getting back to the, to the initial level. So whenever you go to that extreme, you need to be very careful. Then there is this other extreme which we are talking about here. When you get extraordinary results in life, financial, you manifested something very big in terms of wealth, or you have manifested a wonderful relationship, or in your career you had certain success or promotions which you never expected. So when you face these kinds of experiences, no doubt they are so wonderful, but remember this principle of reinvestment. One part of your energy should experience that, but the other part should continue with the sadhana. So when all of you keep sending me messages that, sir, this wonderful thing has happened, that this thing, every day I keep getting one person says, I've got an unexpected promotion, or I found my partner, I've had this. No, it is so wonderful. I'm so happy for you all. But if you ask me for any advice, I would say continue with your sadhana. It may be like a monologue, Sometimes people wonder, sir, you have nothing else to say, is it? All the time, keep doing your sadhana. Keep doing your sadhana. Because that is the base. So that is represented by Vishnu here. Reinvesting your energies for higher spiritual growth. So whether it is, incidentally, Parjanya is rain. Rain is from cloud to rain we saw. That is one line of thought. Now then when we talk of higher beings like Indra, Gandharva, Surya, all of them are gods, divine beings. But, they are all stuck at their levels. So it is only when they turn their energies towards Vishnu that they don't get stuck. That is why this is, I would say, one of the most brilliant, deep constructions. The simple word Parjanya. So when you go through the negatives of life and the positives of life, now a master would keep on encouraging you to keep to your basic sadhana. And when you do your sadhana properly, you are increasing, or we can say you are maximizing the chances of more positive things to happen in your life. We can't say zero challenges, that's never possible. But even those challenges, since when you have the strength to face those challenges, now they become positive. So you maximize the chances of success. You get the ability to manifest the wonderful things in life. But remember the principle of reinvestment. Whatever good things which are happening in your life, when it is backed by sadhana, you're protected. But if you don't do the sadhana, that will get exhausted. The punya will get exhausted after a while, and then you will just fall down to the base level again. So many sadhaks, they start in a sincere way, But in between, when they achieve a few things, the ego takes over and then they lose the connection. They stop the sadhana. They lose the connection with the Guru Tattva, the Guru Shakti, and of course the connection with the infinite. It is only when you keep doing your sadhana that you can be connected to the Guru Shakti. If you try other ways and all, it will not work. So, Surya and Vishnu, they, I took it as a pair, deliberately to explain to you the principle of using this energy to manifest whatever you want in life, which is Surya, and using a good part of this energy to reinvest and keep growing spiritually. See, it's amazing as you progress in the spiritual path, your Sankalpa Shakti will increase, the power of manifestation will increase. And when that starts happening, so many unfulfilled goals will start getting fulfilled. But maintain your humility, maintain your devotion, that simplicity, and maintain your discipline in your sadhana. It is only these principles which will ensure that you will keep on moving towards the infinite. So, it is not said that you should not enjoy worldly things. No, they are only saying don't get lost in those enjoyments. Experience them, but remember your ultimate purpose. So, wherever you are, whatever be your age or whatever be your nationality, all these things do not matter. Wherever you are, whatever it is that you're doing, remember this one small thing. Keep doing your sadhana on a regular basis. That is the very core principle of these yogis represented by Vishnu in this context. If you are doing your sadhana properly, then you are connected to the Guru Shakti. You will always be protected. So many ups and downs will be there. This path is not so simple, so many challenges, internally itself I'm saying, so many temptations. You will have to, face all of them, and you will definitely come out victoriously as long as you are connected to the Guru Shakti. That is the protection. But when that connection goes away, when will that connection go away? When you stop doing your sadhana and you get involved in a few good things, or it may be a negative experience also. Sometimes when, as I told you, when some negative experience comes also, you will lose touch. So whenever you go through these two extremes, when something really goes wrong in life or when something wonderful happens in life, these extreme experiences are the testing points for you as a sadhak. Here we are talking about positives, because as you do your sadhana, you will be removing all your blocks, and so you are maximizing the chances of success in your life. But I am also giving you the other side, which is when you go through certain negative experiences also, the same principle is applicable. So, the principle of Parjanya with respect to Surya and Vishnu is amazing. That combination is amazing. So Surya is, you're using one part of this energy to fulfill your goals in life, and Vishnu represents the other part which is hidden, where you reinvest and keep doing your sadhana with more vigor, so that you don't get disconnected with the Guru Shakti, because the moment you get disconnected, then your progress stops. You will start stagnating, and then for a while you will stagnate, and then the devolution also will happen. This is like a game, and you have full control. All the controls are there. It's up to you how you are exercising your controls. So this is the principle of Parjanya. So now we'll go to the next step. So first we saw sacrifice arises out of action, that is yajna comes from action, and then from yajna arises rain. Now he says from rain, that is Parjanya, arises food. Parjanyat anna sambhavaha. So this is the chain of cause and effect. Action in yajna, then from yajna, Parjanya. Now he says from Parjanya, Parjanyat. Parjanyat means from rain, anna sambhavaha. The what arises is annam. Annam means food. Immediate translation is food, but of course, using the yogic approach, we'll be going deep into it and seeing what it is truly and how it's relevant to our sadhana. Now, what is interesting is, he has used the word sambhavaha. As I told you, in all the 4 steps, the root word bhava is being used with some modifications. For example, in yajna karma samudbhavaha, we saw no samudbhavaha, samudbhavaha. I think that was taken in a deep way for you. Similarly, yajnat bhavati parjanyaha. What bhavati means, that also we saw. How there's a smooth transition. Now he uses the word sambhavaha. So here is parjanyaha, now that is the cause, and here is annam, which is, right now you understand it as food. As we go along, we'll see what is its relevance to your life, but whatever the effect, the annam is there. Now he says parjanyat anna sambhavaha. He uses the word sambhavaha here. So what is the meaning of sambhavaha? Bhavaha means produced. The results are produced. Sambhavaha, some in the earlier context, one meaning was given to you, that is, it means intensity. Now some also means along with. When something is happening, when you add the prefix some, now in certain cases it indicates that it goes along with that object or the result which you have determined. So here the result bhavaha, the annam, which is the result which is produced, that is the meaning of bhavaha. Some bhavaha means along with that. Now what is the meaning of along with? There is a very deep implication here which affects the psychology of the mind in a very positive way. That's why I am covering this. See, when you are doing your sadhana, one common doubt which every sadhak gets is, how long do I need to wait? Sometimes you may ask this openly, sometimes you may not ask it openly also. But it is always there. Say, that's a human tendency, no? The tendency of the mind. When you are asked to do something, this will give you this result. You will ask, sir, when will that result come? How long should I do this? This question will come. Now, he is giving a beautiful answer here by using this construction sambhavaha. Sambhavaha means along with, simultaneously. That is, when you are doing something, the result will also come simultaneously right from beginning. See, generally you think that I have to do this, wait over a period of time, then I will get the final result. Yes, that is also true. But the final result will not come suddenly at one go. As you are starting to put your effort, to that extent, the result will also start showing up simultaneously. Sambhavaha. Now, how is it relevant to your sadhana? It gives you tremendous confidence. It affects the mind in a very positive way, because supposing it is told to you, now today you start doing yajna, the sadhana, whatever be it, the sadhana, you've practiced these principles. Now, next 50 years you practice. After 50 years, this is the result you will get. Every day you need to practice this. Now, how many of you will be able to keep up to that practice in the prescribed manner, with the same vigor, same intensity? The mind will lose its interest. However much the Guru will keep prodding you, your internal interest is very important, no? That is what will motivate you to go further. So, if the result or the effect, the fruit is very far away from you, now all your enthusiasm, the interest which you show, everything will fizzle out after a while. So, if you want to keep your motivation going, if you want to keep your interest going, the results should not be too far away. That is where the principle of sambhavaha comes. In spirituality, the results is instantaneous. The result is instantaneous. When I say result is instantaneous, we are talking of in proportion to your effort. Now, supposing you have a fruit to eat. Now, the first step you take, the first bit of effort you put in, to that extent you get the fruit to taste. Let us say you put 10% effort, 10% of the fruit is yours for you to taste. Then you move to 20%. Now you can enjoy the fruit to 20% level. By the time you reach 100, the full fruit is available to you. The full result in its fullest form comes to you. So, when you do your sadhana, the results come, the whatever the result which you are aiming for, it comes in stages simultaneously along with your efforts. Supposing, let us say, you are starting your sadhana only now. This is your starting point, just for argument's sake. Now, as you are attending these sessions, now simultaneously certain good things will start happening to you. It may be at a very micro level. It is, as I told you, it is in proportion to your efforts, but it will start happening simultaneously right from beginning. Now, why is it designed that way? So that if you are a sincere sadhak, this will keep on motivating you. So, a little bit of efforts you put in, you get the results to that extent, that will motivate you to put in more efforts and do sadhana. Of course, the temptation is there where you stop doing your sadhana. That is why I covered the principle of reinvestment with respect to when we saw the principle of parjanyaha. So you will have to apply that all the time. But what will give you that motivation to reinvest? It is this principle of sambhava. So beautifully put here, So you don't need to wait till the end. It's not that you're sitting and you're meditating, you're a, highly morose person. Suddenly, for many years you are doing the sadhana, suddenly one day you will just laugh, now you become 100% cheerful. It's not like that. If you take a simple quality like cheer, the first day when you do your sadhana itself, a little bit of cheer will start manifesting in your life. The next day you do a little more, next day you do a little more. It's a cumulative effect. Sambhavaha is representative of the cumulative effect of sadhana in this path. So that is why what these great masters are saying is, be consistent, don't give breaks in your sadhana. Why do they say that? Because when you give breaks, now you are disrupting the principle of sambhavaha, which is that cumulative effect. The continuity is very important. So when we are learning this principle of sambhavaha, I want you to absorb this principle of continuity, cumulative effect, and apply it in your sadhana. Don't give breaks. There are people, even when they are traveling, even in the flights, they do the sadhana. Even if you are sick, let us say you are having high fever, cold, you are lying down, no problem. When the time comes, put that material and do, even if you are lying down, do the Yoga Sankirtan Sadhana, no problem. Sir, some very big thing is happening, my daughter is getting married, or something like that is happening. 3 days shall I take a break? No problem. See, that is your choice. But the principle of sambhavaha is working. So you will lose the cumulative effect. I remember there is one sadhak, when she got married, on the day of marriage, they attended this session. That time it used to happen in the auditorium. The marriage was starting at 9:30. The entire family came. From 7 to 8:30, we used to have these sessions, in the auditorium. Every Sunday they came. They attended this, and she came to the backstage, the green room, to take my wishes before going. And I asked them, "Are you're going to get married today, and you're all here?" To which they told me, "Yes, sir, this is the best blessings we can get. Why should we miss this?" See, that is the spirit. Wherever you are, don't give excuses and give breaks to your sadhana. If you do that, who is losing? You will only be losing. You are losing that cumulative effect which is created along the principles of sambhavaha. So from this moment onwards, start infusing the principle of sambhavaha in your sadhana. Little by little you can grow, and the previous effect will get added on to the next step, will get added on to the further, to the further steps, and put together only, finally it will give you that 100% effect. So any growth, any change is a process of getting transformed. It's not that from zero you keep on doing something and you just jump to 100 straight away. It works like this. Supposing you take a photograph of yourself today. Let's say you take a selfie today, and then tomorrow again you take a selfie. Day after tomorrow you take another selfie. Now, if you see these three photographs, you will not see any changes. You will not be able to perceive any changes. But supposing you take a selfie today and you take another selfie after, let's say, 3 years. Now then you will see that lot of changes have happened in your face. So when you took those selfies on 3 consecutive days, can you say that there were no changes? There were changes at a minute level. And since those changes were happening continuously in a cumulative way, all that put together, after 3 years when you take a photograph, you are able to perceive that change. So similarly, friends, I want you to really absorb this principle, because this alone will give you that consistency in your sadhana, understanding this principle of sambhavaha. When you do your sadhana on a daily basis, changes are happening within you at a minute level. You may not be able to perceive it, but the principle of sambhavaha is at work. Simultaneously the results are coming. Now, just because you are not able to perceive those changes, if you stop the sadhana, now you are disrupting the principle of sambhavaha. It will come back to square one. All the cumulative effect will be lost. So this is the reason why many sadhaks, in spite of being sincere, they don't get the desired effects or desired results in a reasonable amount of time. Why? Because they disrupt this principle of sambhavaha, which is working very minutely when you are doing your sadhana. Actually, this principle of sambhavaha is working in every aspect of life in a very minute way, subtle way. It is only when you gain this wisdom and start perceiving your life through this wisdom, that you will be able to recognize this principle of sambhavaha which is at work. You see a baby growing, it is through the principle of sambhavaha. Moment by moment, the changes are happening, but you cannot perceive that straight away. But when you understand this principle deeply, now you will ensure that there is that continuity in your efforts, because you know those results are happening simultaneously. Sambhavaha. Sam means along with, simultaneously. It is happening. So today, if you are starting to do your sadhana, simultaneously changes are happening within you. But if you check you may not be able to perceive those changes. Just as if you take a selfie today and then tomorrow you are not able to see any difference. But it doesn't mean the difference is not there. So right from day one means when? Or right from the first moment, when? Right now. Right from now, if you start applying this, now you will find that the changes are happening at such a subtle level continuously. So without disrupting this principle of sambhavaha which is at work, as a sadhak, you should learn to use it to your advantage. How will you use it to your advantage? By increasing your efforts. Number one, by maintaining consistency in your efforts, and number two, by increasing the intensity of your efforts. Then you're using the principle of sambhavaha to your advantage. This can be applied in any field. If you want to learn something new, a new skill, right from the first day you started learning that skill, but you will not be able to see the results, for a while. It may look as if you're making the same mistake again and again. Now it is a test for you. If you don't have that depth, if you don't understand this principle of sambhavaha, you will stop putting in your efforts. You see, all the great achievers in any field, they have used this principle of sambhavaha without knowing it. Unconsciously they have used this principle. Now as a sadhak, you are learning this principle, you are at a greater advantage. You use this principle to your advantage and achieve anything which you want. You can master any skill. And when it comes to spirituality, it is the same thing. So there is no one who is more favored by the guru and all that. All students are equal. One who uses the principle of sambhavaha, whether that person is aware of it or not, one who uses it effectively will get faster results. One who does not use this principle but disrupts this principle of sambhavaha, now for them the results will be delayed. They may still be sincere in terms of devotion and all that, but this is the law at work, the law of karma. It is said, no, as per your karmas, so are your results. As you sow, so you reap. But that works along the principles of sambhavaha simultaneously, and that is where people miss out. They keep on causing disruptions, and then they complain saying that, oh, I have done a lot of sadhana, still the results are not coming. So we will stop with that today, because it's a very, very subtle principle, the principle of sambhavaha. Today we have seen many things. Out of that, the two things which are the highlights, I would say, one is the principle of reinvestment, that's so important. The other is this principle of sambhavaha, cumulative effect, this simultaneous effect. So spend some time in reflecting on these principles. Reflect so deeply that they become your own principles. See, ultimately you should understand one thing. Yogishri is not giving his principles of life. These are the principles, these are actually your principles. These are principles of your life only, the life which you are leading. See, it's like you're driving a car and I'm sitting next to you and telling you, listen, this is the brake, this is the clutch. Because you're not using it properly. This is steering wheel, see you should balance it properly and all that. Now, when I am telling you all that, I am talking about your car only. Whatever you are doing, I am asking you to do that in a better way. That's what these masters are saying. They are not coming and imposing their views. No. Whatever life which you are leading, today there is a lot of desynchronization. So they are coming and telling you those principles so that you can drive your car in a better way. So there is nothing to resist here. If you understand this simple thing, you will absorb it fully without any blocks. And who will benefit if you absorb? It is you who will benefit. So you spend some time in reflecting deeply and seeing how you can practically apply this. In the next session, I will give you some more deeper principles, the sadhana principles of this word sambhavaha, which will be extremely useful to you. And then of course, we will also be seeing what is annam, food, what it means with respect to your life and with respect to sadhana, all that we'll be seeing. So every step which is given to you, reflect, absorb that, and then as the master is taking you further, go along with the flow. So week after week, so much I am learning how to remember all. Don't need to worry on that account. It is not by remembering all this, some people they try to by heart everything and remember. It's not through all that that you can gain the wisdom. This is a deep experiential understanding of your life in a minute way, in a micro way. So when you keep on absorbing and going along with this flow, now you will not know when it will come and help you. When the situation comes, the wisdom will automatically start flashing within you. See, when you're learning car driving, it is not that every time you're driving a car, you're remembering every little bit. Oh, I have to hold the steering wheel like this. I have to press the clutch. I have to press the accelerator. I have to know brake is here. Not that every time you're going to remember that. But initially when you were learning, it was told to you, this is the brake, this is how you need to press it. All that was told to you. When you're driving the car, you're doing it effortlessly because you've mastered that art. And if when some problem comes, automatically you go and apply the brakes. It becomes an automatic process. It's not that you need to by heart it and remember it and all that. It's the same thing with respect to spirituality. Week after week, when you're exposed to this yogic approach, when you're exposing yourself to the higher energies of these great masters, that's what is called satsang, Now you're absorbing all that. Through every principle, so much of energy is being given. You're absorbing that. Now when you are driving, when you're driving the car in your life, when you are experiencing, as and when the situation comes, that bit of wisdom will automatically come within you like a flash and it will help you. Okay. So we'll stop with this. We'll do the Nididhyasana meditation now. Sit in a comfortable position. Gently close your eyes. Do deep breathing. With every breath, I am becoming more and more relaxed. Feel the divine vibrations. With every breath, I am going deeper and deeper into myself. Beyond my body, beyond my pranas, beyond my emotions, beyond my thoughts, lies that supreme infinite reality. From this moment onwards, I choose to do my daily sadhana with utmost sincerity. Whatever wonderful relative benefits which I receive due to the higher grace, due to the grace of my Guru, I choose to experience that, and at the same time maintain my focus on my daily sadhana. I am Swayam Prakashit, self-illuminating. Offer your gratitude to God Supreme. Offer your gratitude to your Guru and all the holy masters. Wriggle your fingers, your toes, open and close your palms a few times. Rub your palms together to create a warmth. And cup your eyes with your palms. Gently rub your eyes, your cheeks, forehead, the top of your head. the back of your head, your neck, and slowly open your eyes. Welcome back. So today we had a very deep session. These principles will enhance your sadhana tremendously. And when your sadhana is enhanced, the benefits which you will get will also be enhanced. That's how this whole thing works. Okay? So regarding the 22-day course on relationships, some sadhaks have asked this question as to whether there is any significance in in the title, calling it as Sambandha Divya Vigyan, the divine science of relationship, that Divya. Yes, there is a lot of significance. See, when we talk of relationships, it is one aspect of the world. There are many courses on how to deal with people and all that. But those are all done at the worldly level. The focus of this course is not merely that. A lot of practical tips will be given. You will learn the subtle science, how to deal with people. You will learn the psychology. So many things you will learn. But the main purpose is the divine science. That is, how to use the relationships of life to get back to divinity. How to divinize the relationships. So a lot of empowerments will be given for that. Without that, then it is no longer an empowerment, spiritual empowerment. It's no longer a spiritual course. See, last year we had the course on attracting abundance, right? There are so many courses on how to make more money, and it's not like that. That is a very limited way of looking at it. Attracting abundance means to become one with the infinite, and how do you manifest? Similarly, when we talk of Sambandha Divya Vigyan, the divine science of relationships, these great yogis, these great siddhas, they were one with that infinite. And then from that level, they are telling us, these are the principles you practice, these are the sciences which you can master, so that you gain complete mastery over life. So relationship is a very important aspect of life. So through that, what are the lessons you can learn, the spiritual lessons, how you can grow further. The other things like bettering the relationships, removing the blocks, so many other things will also be covered. How to handle tough people. But the higher purpose of relationships, now the empowerment will also be given for that. That is why it is called Sambandha Divya Vignan, the divine science of relationships. So the whole idea is to make each and every relationship which you are having in your life into a very divine relationship, to infuse that divine energy in your relationships. You can just imagine how wonderful that will be, how wonderful your life will become. Okay, so the sadhaks who have asked that question, it's very nice that they have asked. Others should be thankful to them, because it's only when the context comes, these things can be revealed. No? Okay, so I'll see you in the next session. Thank you very much. Hari Om.